All right, good afternoon, folks. So I'm going to read another excerpt here, page 33 from Confronting Jezebel. And I'm going to read two paragraphs here. And it reads, "For many in the Old Testament, probably the most deceiving thing about Queen Jezebel was that she was religious and did religious things. As I said in chapter 1, she was the daughter of Ethbaal, whose name meant with Baal. And from scripture, we know Baal was one of the idols that people would worship in the Old Testament. He was the one that they would put their kids on the altar, and I've done a little research on this. They would put these kids on the altar, and this altar would be holding his hands out, and they would light the fire in it to heat the hands up. So they would be sacrificing their children. And from this video I watched, I was able to find the altar would burn the kids that would be placed in their hands, and those would be the sacrifice to Baal. I keep saying Baal. It's Baal. And they would beat the drum so the parents wouldn't hear the children screaming. Now, so Jezebel was the daughter of a man whose name was with Baal, the false idol. King Ahab married her against God's command. There's a lot of that going on today. When we don't seek God and we get in unequally yoked covenants, we pay the price for it big time. And she converted her husband. Now, her husband Ahab was a descendant of David, so his bloodline was blessed. His bloodline was already blessed because he was a descendant of David. Because of the blessings that Solomon, had already put into place, his bloodline was blessed. So Jezebel converted him into a Baal follower. The worship of Baal was idolatrous, essentially the worship of a false god and the work of one's own hands. Now, paragraph 2, Queen Jezebel certainly lived up to her name. The name Jezebel is Phoenician in origin and specifically means unhusbanded or without dwelling or habitation. So it gives you the physical meaning and the spiritual meaning. So even her name, this is a roaming spirit. This is true of those with her nature. A Jezebel spirit is very independent. It cohabitates with no one. Yep, all these people that's independent. I don't need no man. I don't need no woman. Yada, yada, yada. God did not create that order. Why do you think God created two parts of a whole? All right? God didn't create you to be by yourself. He didn't. I'm not saying there's someone out there for everybody. Apparently, statistically speaking, there's 2 million more women than there are men. So no, everybody ain't going to be lumped up with somebody. They just not. But anyway, so Jezebel spirit is independent. It cohabitates with no one. The name can also be defined as unmarried or uncommitted. Okay, so I want to say in Bible terms, whore is what Jezebel spirit brings about. You got man whores, you got female whores, and they come in all shapes and sizes. Queen Jezebel was committed to her own self-will. Jezebel-type behavior clearly can be defined as the worship of self-will. So remember, I've actually said this over quite a few videos. Are you going to be selfless or selfish? And which is actually, it's funny, it's one of the classifications of the Jezebel spirit to be selfish. You're only looking out for yourself. People with a Jezebel spirit refuse to be a team player or cohabit, meaning willing to share power and position. with anyone else, they can control or dominate the relationship. So Jezebel, and I'm going to stop right there because it's the passage. Jezebel isn't looking to Jezebel is not looking to be a housewife. She never was. Jezebel is simply looking to run the relationship. And I say unto you, men, know your role in the household. And women, same thing to you guys, know your role in the household. You know, some people say, oh, well, that's sexist or that's misogynistic. Whatever floats your boat. God didn't make one person to do everything themselves. That's why he gave us roles. Okay? God did not make you to build a family by yourself, women. God did not make a family to build by yourself, men. He made it so that women, you need a man to make a family, and men, you need a woman to make a family. They are two pieces of the same puzzle that kids need. And it all starts with your spiritual walk with God. You know, that's why it's always better to marry before you have children. If that's somebody that you would marry, that's somebody that you lay your life down for. All right? If that's somebody that you marry, you would gladly give them the greatest gift you can ever give them. Men, that is planting your seed in a woman, and woman, that is allowing a man to fertilize your soil. So that is the excerpt, and that is the video. I pray that this helped you guys out, gave you a bit more of the characteristics about Jezebel. And of course, I will do more of these little quick excerpts as I continue to go through the book. And you guys continue to have a blessed day. I pray the entire armor of God over you guys and my family, my friends, and the viewers of this video. And, you know, I love you and Jesus love you. So I don't want to, you know, hear no more of this stuff out here with people talking about, I want somebody to love me. Oh, you got somebody to love you. Do you love him enough to sit down and have a conversation with him? That's the question for today. All right, you guys take care.